Hello students. Now we're going to start our defense domain in our session 5. Now this time I have divided defense into two parts. So in the first part I will be discussing the missiles portion, right? Now one of the problem in the defense, what we feel that there are different missiles of India, right? We have a huge arsenal of missile. Now one of the problem from our exam perspective is that the classification of that. For example, where is Astra, where is Akash, where is Trishul, where is Sagarika, right? What is the difference between Nag and what is it between Nag and let's say Shaurya missile? So there are different missile. One way of studying it will be the proper classification of them under different heads. Okay, so if we try to classify them under a different heads, that would be really good, right? So let's start our discussion. So basically, this is the former arsenal of India, formidable arsenal. We have some cruise missile, we have some ballistic missile, different range of the ballistic missile we have, right? Anti-tank guided missiles we have. So today in this particular session, I'll try to make sure that at the end of the session, you are having a classification in your head. Once you get the classification properly in your head, then any of the missile which becomes in current affair, you are able to classify them in the particular classification, right? We'll see that. Before that, let us start from the very basics. That is, first a program when it started in 1980s, when this whole indigenous development of the guided missiles happened in India with the integrated guided missile development program under the overall leadership of the APJ Abdul Kalam, the missile man of India, right? He was working closely with ISRO and DRDO. It falls under this particular program, integrated guided missile program. It files under the ambit of the Ministry of Domains. The idea was to provide India with the stellar military might. Okay, so the program started in 1980s, ended in 2008, right? So the different missiles, Prithvi, Agni, and all this are in this particular program. Now we are trying to expand. We are trying to make different missiles. So this is the program. We'll see the missiles in a short while. Before missiles, first of all, let's discuss the ballistic missiles. So my idea is first I'll discuss the ballistic missile, then I'll discuss the ballistic missile, then I'll come to cruise missile. I'll explain what the cruise missile is, then we'll discuss the cruise missiles, and then we move on to the next topic. Right. First, coming to the ballistic missiles. So ballistic missiles follow the path of the projectile, just like we throw a stone, right, horizontally. So it follows a projectile path, right? Physics, we must have read about it. So if you throw a stone from here, you provide it a velocity. So it works, it goes under the influence of the gravity and it follows this kind of a path. Similar thing is with respect to the ballistic missile as well. So this is the launch site. It has been launched with some velocity. So starting phase will be a booster phase. So we'll launch it with a velocity. It will go. It will launch. It will have a velocity. It will be this will be ballistic phase. Will be a free. There will not be any force on it. It will be in a free fall mode, right? Under the influence of the gravity and the initial velocity given, right? And finally, it will be the re-entry phase when it will reach to the impact point. Right, and this is the ballistic trajectory I was talking about. So this is the ballistic trajectory. Okay, so there is no active propulsion in this middle region, right? When it remains in the air, so what are the forces acting? Obviously the gravity will be acting. Apart from that, there will be air resistance, motion of the earth, Coriolis force. These force only will be the natural forces will be acting. And this is explained here as well. So it has three basic components. First, the powered flight, in which some velocity will be given. Next, the free flight portion, and finally the re-entry portion, right? So these will be the three parts of the ballistic missile. So types of the ballistic missiles. So I was telling about some tactical ballistic missiles. Tactical means very small range ballistic missiles will be there. We'll discuss that. Okay. So they'll have range from 150 to 200. Then we'll have some short range, then intermediate range, and finally the intercontinental ballistic missiles, more than 5,000 kilometers. This range is not fixed, I'm telling you. 5,000, it depends upon the country to country, right? But it is majorly 5,000 kilometers. 5,000 kilometers. If it is more than 5,000 or 500 kilometers, it is intercontinental ballistic missile. So which is the first intercontinental ballistic missile in India? That is Agni 5, more than 5,000 kilometers, you can see here, right? So this is the ballistic missiles, but this diagram is wrong, right? BrahMos is not a ballistic missile. Actually, they have mentioned that it's a cruise missile, right? So Nirbhay is a cruise missile. Apart from that, Prithvi, Agni and all these are the ballistic missiles. So I've set up the foundation. Now we'll discuss the ballistic missiles. That is the structure I was talking about. So within the ballistic missiles, we have surface to surface missiles which go from one surface and attack the other surface. One missile is surface to air missile, from surface to some object if you want to strike some object in the air, right? And one will be air to air missile, so launched from air, from particular a launch system to another object in the air. So that is air to air missile, right? Now first we will discuss this short range and intermediate, this surface to surface missile first we will discuss, right? Prithvi, Dhanush, Shaurya, Prahar and Agni. Okay, so starting with the Prithvi missile. So this diagram is clear itself. We don't have to go into detail with respect to Prithvi because Prithvi is a relatively old version. Now everything in the Prithvi is now upgraded, and we will read the upgraded version. So Prithvi 1, Prithvi 2, Prithvi 3. One very short idea, very small idea you should have. You should not cram it, but you just need to have an idea that what is the range and payload we are talking about. Payload is basically what the missile can handle on itself. So there will be some the weight of the missile itself, and some the warhead or whatever the weapons it can handle, right? If it has more payload, then it can handle more load. So if you talk about Prithvi missile, so range 1, 2 and 3, the range is increased, 150, 350 and 350, right? It's a short range ballistic missile. So Prithvi 1, and with respect to payload 1000, then they have decreased the payload but increased the range, then they have increased the payload itself, right? So just need to remember some of the patterns, and that is why I have presented in a grammatical form. Diagrams I have presented so that it becomes easy for you to remember. Retainability increases, right? Again, so Prithvi 1 is now replaced by Prahar. Prahar is the tactical ballistic missile of India, right? It is a tactical ballistic missile of India, and Prithvi 3 has been replaced. Prithvi 3 is naval variant. From the Navy, Dhanush is there, right? So again, it's a short range ballistic missile but launched from the naval platform, naval variant. Okay, so talking about Prahar, so Prahar Strike is an Indian solid fuel mobile tactical ballistic missile developed by DRDO. Prahar, it is expected to replace Prithvi 1 short range ballistic missile in Indian service. Operational range of 150 kilometers and flight altitude of 35 kilometers. You don't have to remember a lot of the flight altitude. You just need to remember the range, operational range of it. You can see range is mostly 150 to 200. Don't get too much confused. UPSC will ask you a question. They will definitely confuse you with respect to very long. They will give you 150. Then second option will be 400. Then 1000. So you'll be able to very clearly mark out. This can be 150. This can be 200. Or they can give you in the range itself, right? So don't be confused. Okay. Because we need to know the highest range, the capacity of the missile. That's it. And we just need to have an idea of it. If you just remember the classification of different missile, where does it actually lie? In the next video, we'll talk about the submarines, and there also I'll discuss the different classification, and that is what you need to keep in mind. If you have the classification in mind, then there is no issue at all, right? It becomes really easy to cram these things, right? So it will be very mobile because a tactical missile, it has a mobile launch platform, different kinds of warhead for different targets, right? And it will cover almost able to tackle almost all the situations, right? Then we talk about Dhanush. Dhanush is, as I discussed, is a naval variant of the Prithvi 3. Okay, so you can see here, launched from on the sea platforms. Right, short range ballistic missile of India developed by DRDO. Right, so Payload it can carry from 500 to 1000 kg, and strike range is 350 kilometer. Named is Dhanush. Right? It is one important detail is that it is capable of being used as an anti-ship weapon and also for destroying the land targets. Right? Okay, so Dhanush means bow and Prahar means attack. And attack, you can relate attack with the idea of tactical ballistic missiles. Next is Shaurya. So Shaurya is with 700 kilometer range. Again, it's a short range ballistic missile. If you just remember where is the classification lie. So if they want you to arrange the range of Shaurya, Agni and all, then you remember, okay, Shaurya was in the short range, so it will have a lesser range as compared to Agni's. We will read. Agni 1 is also in the short range, right? Okay, it can reach up to the velocity of 5 Mach and 7.5 Mach. That means it is hypersonic. It is hypersonic. Okay, so Shaurya missile is capable of reaching this particular velocity. So that's the thing, ballistic missiles that we have discussed already. So this is surface to surface missile, and that is hyper missile. Next, we're going to discuss Agni. So Agni you need to know in the relative aspects. For example, Agni 1. Agni 1 is a short range ballistic missile. So range is 700 to 900 kilometer. Payload is 1000 kilometer. Agni 2, payload you can see 1000 payload is of Agni 1, Agni 2 and Agni 4. So Agni 3 you need to keep in mind that Agni 3 is a deviant from the Agni. Why? Because its payload is very high. In fact, its payload is more than Agni 5. So payload is 2000 to 2500 kg. Right? You can see why Agni 3 and before Agni 4, because the range is increasing. Agni 1 range 700 to 900 kilometer. Agni 2's range, this is the range parameter. So Agni 2 range 2000 to 3000. Agni 3 is 3200. Agni 4 is 3500. Agni 5 intercontinental ballistic missile that goes 5000 kilometer. So they are arranged in terms of their range. However, with respect to payload, this is not the case. Agni 3 has a very high payload, 2000 to 2500 kg. So this is what you need to remember. Right? So we have discussed the surface to surface missiles. Now we'll discuss surface to air missiles. Right? Starting with the Trishul. So how can you remember? Trishul is something trident, right? Is like that. So it is from surface to air. Trishul, right? Something like that. You can imagine like that. So Trishul is trident, short range surface to air ballistic missile developed by DRDO as part of the Integrated Guided Missile Development Program. Right? It is used against the at the low flying attacking missiles. Right? So if there is missile which is at a very low level, this is sea level, and if there is a missile very close to the surface, it will be able to handle it. However, it has been replaced by the Barak missiles. We'll discuss Barak 8 missiles. And that is why it has not been either production or induction has been done, and it has been replaced by the Barak missiles. Better missile has come. Right? So you need to remember this. Short range surface to air missiles. This is Trishul, the first one. Second is Akash. So Akash means sky. It's a medium range mobile surface to air missile of DRDO. Right? It has a range up to 30 kilometers. Right? And altitude up to 18 kilometers. And the same thing, it has a capacity to neutralize aerial targets like fighter jet, cruise missile and all this. So they act as a defense system as well. Okay? And obviously that is why they are there for. Right. So this is Akash missile and can be launched from mobile platforms. Right. It can nearly kill 90% of the probability due to solid fuel technology. And this is Akash missile. Now we're going to read MATRI, that is quick reaction surface to air missile. That is MATRI. So MATRI is the range of the MATRI is 25 to 30 kilometer. Okay. So developed by DRDO in collaboration with Bharat Electronics Limited and Bharat Dynamics Limited. It is more effective in low flying aerial object faced with the forward tactical battlefield area. and where it will be able to tackle. It's a new range, new set of missiles. Actually, we have discussed MATRI missiles in the last discussion. You can see here, but the name MATRI was not mentioned. This is the same missile. This is MATRI. So quick reaction surface to air missiles, right? It will be replacing the Akash missile. So first we had Trishul, then we have Akash, then we have MATRI. So MATRI has replaced Akash. Obviously, that's a increasingly level of sophistication of the missiles, right? Developing. So developed along with the Bharat Electronics Limited, right? So this is the MATRI missile, right? Next is Barak 8. So Barak 8 has been discussed. It's been India and Israel have developed this Barak 8 missile, right? It's a medium range surface to air missile. One of the variant of the Barak 8 is the long range as well. Okay. It reaches the maximum speed of 2 Mach. It is a part of the naval defense system to be used on INS Vikrant. So INS Vikrant is under construction, right? Okay. So why it's a standout performer? It's a state-of-art multi-mission radar flexible control and command system is there. Okay, so the range of Barak, its operational range is 100 kilometer. But as I was talking about you, the long range Barak is working with the range of 150 kilometer. So you can imagine, if the question is being asked, you can see the ranges also of these missiles. Barak 8 missiles, then Barak short range, then long range, and all this. So this is Barak missile. Okay. The next Barak missile is said to be the strategically vital and a lethal weapon in Indian missile arsenal. Right. Next one is, so we have discussed Trishul, Akash, MATRI. So the MATRI's naval variant is Revati and MATRI's air force variant is Rohini. So this is there. Okay. We have discussed Barak and this is under construction. That is not covered. I'll cover it somewhere else. Right. So remember Revati and Rohini, it is the naval variant and this is the air force variant, right? Now we're going to discuss the Astra missile. Astra missile. Astra means the weapon. Astra is a Sanskrit word or a Hindi word that means weapon. So Astra. So remember it's a air to air missile. So it is called beyond visual range air to air missile, right? So it is this. So it is intended to engage with the objects on an aerial targets with high maneuverability and supersonic speeds, right? Developed indigenously by DRDO, and it is the first ever beyond usual range air-to-air missile of India. Obviously, you have seen only the first Astra is there, right? It has two modes. One of the deadly feature is lock on before the launch or lock on after the launch. So it has both the features, right? So obviously it is a very precision at a very different altitude. It can attack the our desired object with very high precision. So this is Astra missile, right? Okay. Next is submarine launched ballistic missile. So we have seen the missiles. We have seen the ballistic missile. Just to reiterate, so we have seen the ballistic missiles. Some short range ballistic missiles we have seen. Short range, then intermediate range, that is Agni series only, then intercontinental again Agni series, then these are the surface to surface missiles, then surface to air missiles we have seen, then air to air missiles we have seen. With respect to surface to air missiles, that is Trishul, right? Trishul, Akash, MATRI, Barak 8, and there are two versions of MATRI. Air to air Astra. So this is the ballistic missiles. Now some of the ballistic missiles that are launched from the submarine, the naval variant you can say. So first is K-15 Sagarika range. So basically they are K series missiles, they are called, right? So first of all K-15 Sagarika missiles, and then under K4 is developed, and K5 and K6 is under development. So K4 will be on the Arihant missile, Arihant submarine. So Arihant is India's submarine, nuclearly launched nuclear submarine, right? We will discuss in detail the submarines of submarines, that is Arihant, Chakra, Arighat. What is the difference between different missiles, right? Chakra 1, Chakra 2, Chakra 3, then Arihant and Arighat. We will discuss that in the very next video of defense, right? This month only. And this is Sagarika missile. So they are the replica of the land-based Shaurya missile. So Shaurya missile we have seen, right? 700-kilometer range. So they are the replica of the land-based Shaurya missile launched from the submarine with the help of our Navik system, and they are faster than the Agni. Right? Similarly, K4 will be a nuclear cable underwater missile which will be launched on the Arihant submarine. Right? So discussing Sagarika. So Sagarika range 750, similar to the Shaurya range. It belongs to the K missile family and forms a part of the nuclear triad. Right? We'll discuss what is nuclear triad. If the nuclear missile can be launched from all the platforms, air, navy, and the air, water, and the land, that is becomes India becomes a nuclear triad. Right? So it is again is the ballistic missile version of the land-based submarine launched version of the land-based Shaurya missile. Right? So this is what we need to remember. So it is included into the INS Arihant submarine. Next is K4 missile, the K series. So the killer K4 is basically similar to on the same range, right? Meant for the Arihant class submarine, right? It is said to be the submarine version of Agni 3. So having more range than the K15 Sagarika range. So more range than the K15 Sagarika range. And we have seen the diagram also, right? The range is, operational range is around 3500 kilometer. Okay, so you can see that a progression from K15 to K4, then K5, then K6. And this is all you just need to know, right? Okay, so and also when you know that it is similar to the Agni series, then if you know the specifications of Agni, then it becomes easy for us to remember also, right? So India successfully, it is September new, successfully test fire K4 submarine launched nuclear capable missiles, right? That goes to show the naval power of India. Next we discuss, so we are finished our ballistic missiles. So just to reiterate, we have finished surface to surface, surface to air, then air to air, then we have discussed the submarine launched ballistic missiles. Now we'll discuss the cruise missiles. So as compared to the ballistic missiles which have a free flow under the gravity, it does not a free flow. It is always guided, right? It is always guided. It is always controlled. It is maintained constant speed, almost maintained of the cruise missiles. Getting my point? So the missile is not left. For example, it is a ballistic missile, something fire and forget type of a thing. If you fire it, then it will go on its own trajectory, then it will go. Whereas the cruise missiles, you can navigate it. Okay, go up, go down, go up, go down, or something like that. This is cruise missiles. So we have basically in India, it's a very important component of our arsenal, missile arsenal. In India, we basically have three kinds of cruise missile. First is subsonic, which have a speed less than the speed of light, that is 0.7 Mach. 1 Mach is the speed of light, right? So that is the example is Nirbhay missile. Supersonic is the BrahMos missile. We have discussed BrahMos missile, if you remember, in the previous discussion. Its speed is 2.8 Mach, and now we are discussing, after we have got entry into MTCR, we are now developing BrahMos 2 with the speed hypersonic with the speed of 6 Mach. Right? So remember Nirbhay, then BrahMos, then BrahMos 2. Right? Talking about the cruise missiles, so cruise missiles, different components: hypersonic, supersonic, and subsonic. Hypersonic, as I discussed, around 5 Mach. So supersonic 2.2 to 3 and 0.8. So this is the classification, right? You just need to remember all these things. Different apart from the missile thing, you can have this component here. So subsonic is less than 0.8. Then there's a transonic. No missiles of this range, but transonic, then supersonic, and then hypersonic. This one can be asked in exam, right? If they ask a very easy question, hypersonic is the speed if it is more than the speed of sound. First is Nirbhay missile. So Nirbhay in Hindi means fearless. So it's a cruise missile, long range, all weather subsonic cruise missile, right? Developed by DRDO basically. It can be launched from multiple target, capable of carrying conventional and the nuclear warheads. Right? Its range is around 1000 kilometer. Okay? Right. So this is Nirbhay missile. Right. So after Nirbhay, we have developed BrahMos missile. So we have discussed BrahMos in detail in the last time. BrahMos developed from the river Moskova and the Brahmaputra of India, right? Developed with the partnership with the Russia. Next is BrahMos 2. So it will be longer in range and the speed will be high. That will be BrahMos 2. So these are the three cruise missiles of India, right? Now we discuss anti-tank guided missiles. So anti-tank guided missiles are basically, this is Spice, starting from Spice 200. So basically they are the bombs, Israel guided bombs for IF. Next is Spike. So Spike we will see today. Milan, we will not see Milan, but the upgraded version of the Milan, that is man portable anti-tank guided missile. So they are upgraded version of they are replacing the Milan missiles. Okay. Next is Nag. Nag's 2 variant. We will see many variants, but the name is given to Namika and Helena. So they are the 4 different anti-guided anti-tank missiles. First is the Spice 2000 bomb. It's really factual in nature, but my idea is to give you the structure in a way so that you are able to classify all the missiles in one go. So Israel guided bomb, it was used in the Balakot airstrike. Right? It was used in the Balakot airstrike by India. Now India has also placed some of the orders to Israel for the further things, right? Attacking the Jaish-e-Mohammed in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Right. Next is this is the Spice bomb. Okay. So this is anti-tank missiles. Next is Milan. So replacing Milan is this man portable anti-tank guided missiles. So it was in the news because DRDO has conducted the successful testing of this particular missile. It will be replacing the second generation Milan and it will complement the Spike missiles. Spike missiles. Actually, we have seen Spike missiles in our last discussion, right? Okay, so the primary objective of this particular missile is anti-tank guided missile is to destroy enemy tanks and the armored vehicles. Nag, coming to Nag. So Nag is Nag missile. It's an India's 3rd generation weather, fire and forget anti-tank missile. Their variants, so there is a land variant, there is a Haptika or helicopter launched Nag, that will be Helena. So helicopter and Nag, that is Helena. Then Namika, the Nag missile carrier tank busters. So they are Namika. So different variants of Nag. So remember, if the Nag is there, the Namika and Helena are its variant, right? So Nag is a lock on before launch missile and it locks target before it releases and all these things. These things you don't have to remember, just need to remember that it's a anti-tank guided missile and that's it. Right? Okay. Coming to the Spike missile. So Spike missile we have discussed. So Indian Army has used this Spike missile in the Pakistan. We have discussed that. That's why I've kept it really small. So anti-tank Spike missiles used in collaboration with the Milan missiles, right? Now replaced by the anti-tank upgraded missiles of the Milan, right? So these are the anti-tank guided missiles. So that is how we end our discussion. So I know it's a very factual discussion, but to be honest, we have discussed the classification in this particular session rather than the content. Content we have read many of the missiles. This was the missile, man portable anti-tank guided missile, right? So just to reiterate, right from the start, going to the starts, that is there, right? So this is anti-tank guided missile. So Spice 200, just to revise, Spice 200. So Israeli guided bomb for IF, then Spike missiles from Israel, then Milan missile upgraded to the man portable anti-tank guided missile, then Nag with 2 variants of Namika and Helena. Apart from that, we have seen the cruise missiles with the 3 Nirbhay. Just one second. We have seen cruise missiles, that is Nirbhay, BrahMos and BrahMos 2, right? After that, before that, we have seen the ballistic missiles and different components of the ballistic missiles, right? So with this, I've complete your one of the sections of the missile that is very confusing for students. So where does the particular missile lie? What is the classification? What we have to remember specific to it? Because these missiles, and if the question on UPSC will be there, it will be really easy. Question will be on Spike. missiles, they are option 1 ballistic missiles, option 2 they are short range ballistic missiles, something like that, then anti tank guided missiles, something like that. Very shallow level question will be asked. The questions will not be very tough. They can ask you question it is Israeli origin or Russian origin or US origin. Very easy questions they'll ask, but the questions can be there. And this is how you have to remember in such a spirit the missiles, right, in the classification format, right? So with this we finish our defense section of the missiles. So this particularly many of the missiles that I've discussed in particular session. In the next class of the defense, I'll discuss the some of the things of the September month, right? See you in the next class. Thank you everyone.